Greetings and welcome to Verbling. I am teacher Oakley, and once again, it is time for famous quotes class. Okay, in this class, I will, pick a famous person and look at their quotes. The class, you, the students, will read the quotes. We'll discuss any idiomatic language, difficult vocabulary, metaphor, symbolism, what have you. And then we will share our opinions about the intention of the author, the feeling of the author, the philosophical points the author may bring up. And that's it. So great. Practice for abstract speaking and thinking in English. Again, there are no wrong answers. They're quotes, so they're largely open to interpretation. Great. Good chance for you to practice expressing your opinion in English. Okie doke. Let me start off by welcoming Jebo. Hello, Jebo.
Hi. Okay.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Doing okay, thank you.
Okay.
Jebo, do you have any clue who Anais Nin is? Our subject of today's.
No, actually no. Yeah, this is the first time I saw her name. Yeah. And actually I checked the Wikipedia. She was born from a Cuban parent and lived in France. Then moved to the United States and become a writer. This is what I checked in the Wikipedia. Yeah.
Yeah, she got around. Indeed.
Yeah.
And her real name is a Spanish name. It's I don't know, 45 names long. But
45 names?
No, I'm joking. Okay. Angela, Anais, Juana, Antolina, Rosa, Edelmira, Nin, Comel. There, that's her real name. Of course, I mispronounced that totally. Sorry to Spanish speakers everywhere. My apologies. But anyway, yes. Okay. Right, she was an author. Marina, welcome to the class. Hello.
Hello, Oakley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much for asking.
Okay, and how about you? Are you familiar at all with Anais Nin?
I was not familiar at all, but again, before the class, I decided to check in Wikipedia. I found the same information like in Wikipedia about her, and I'm really interested in reading such quotes because I've seen some of them.
Yes, her work is very interesting. She's an author. She wrote for journals, novels, essays, short stories, a little bit of poetry, I believe, erotica, which is extremely unusual for women to be writing erotica. She was born in 1903, so we're talking about the early 20th century for the most part. So a bit of a rebel, a bit of a I don't know if she's really a female rights activist. I think she was just living her life, and her life was held up as a model for women's rights. And I don't know. Well, I'll let you be the judge when you look at the quotes. She's a very interesting person. Hello, Ken. Welcome to the class.
Yes, hello again.
Hi, Ken. How about you? Have you ever heard of Anais Nin, the author, the writer?
No, I've never heard of her. So I was checking Wikipedia.
Yeah, everybody. Okay. Okay. She. Okay. In addition to
Ah,
her very.
he
Go ahead.
he related with Henry Miller.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the movie Henry and June? Or actually,
No, not yet.
very interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's heard of that or seen that. Very interesting, but it's about her and
Looks like Hillary
Henry Miller.
Clinton.
What's that?
She looks like Hillary Clinton
She looks like Hillary Clinton? Do you think?
in this picture, in Wikipedia picture.
Oh my gosh. I don't know about that one. Okay.
Could you write the movie title on the verbal chat?
Okay. And actually, this was a book by her. This may be her most famous work, Henry and June, and they made it. It was a movie. See, a lot of her works are totally, mostly, kind of autobiographical. She tended to use a lot of elements from her own life, especially this particular work, Henry and June. They made a movie of it. I don't even remember, in the 90s, maybe. Don't know exactly. Sorry, but it's a very interesting, almost slightly disturbing. Her work is very interesting to read. It's very poignant. It's very deep. Sometimes depressing. She had a very interesting life. She was married, but yet carried on an affair with another man, even known to her husband for many, many years. The very deep love affair while she was still married. Very complicated, love triangle. Very complex person. And I think when we read her quotes that you're going to, and I hope that you will see that maybe you'll get a little bit of that complexity will make itself apparent to you. I think. Now, that's my opinion. I think she's very interesting, fascinating person. And the way she thinks, I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's start looking at some of her quotes and talk about it. And also we can think about how this relates to her personality and character. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share. We'll start looking at some quotes here. Javo.
Yes.
Get us started, if you will.
Yeah. Life strength or expands in proportion to one's courage.
In proportion.
Or in proportion.
Yeah. Okay, so if something's in proportion, it gets bigger, the other gets bigger. It gets smaller, the other gets smaller. So relative, for example. Oh, okay. Jabo?
Yes.
My goodness, what a very simple statement, and yet, what do you think she's saying here?
I think Anais, right? She wants people to take some risk. From this cross life strength, for example, if someone don't like to take risk and just stay home and just like homebody, or
okay.
they will not get any development in the future. So, but if they can go out for take some suitable risk, not risk their life, maybe do some business, or they have some ambition to do something, they probably will be right in the future. But don't take the risk to the life. Just like bungee jumping or skydiving, yeah. That's very risky. Yeah.
Okay. Bungee jumping.
Oh,
All
bungee
right.
jumping.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I also want to share that Jabot used an interesting English word, a homebody. It's used as a noun to talk about somebody who's not very social, who doesn't, who stays at home a lot, but also actually he chose an appropriate word. A homebody actually has a connotation of somebody who doesn't like to take risk. So whether you knew it or not, it's a very appropriate word. Okay, Marina, what is your interpretation of this quote?
Truly, for me, it was not clear. It's a beginning, but now I understood that mm, it's a very deep, mm, mm, not knowledge, like the deep thought, which mm, like helps us mm, to live, maybe. Yes,
Maybe.
to somehow to encourage ourselves.
Enrich ourselves. Okay, that's a good. Enrich your life. There's a very good co-location I think is applicable for this quote. How enriched is your life? That's the difficult part of this quote, is interpreting what does she mean by this very first subject now, life. Okay, thank you, Marina. Ken,
Yeah.
thoughts, remarks, violent reactions?
Yeah. Seems like, yeah, she mentioned about life shrinks or expands in accordance with our activity with the mentality.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like that. In accordance with. That's another way to say in proportion. Good, good synonymous phrase. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Um,
One thing I
Ken.
want to add. Can I add one thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this quote also shows that the things which, for example, the mistakes which uh, we are doing, we should understand which these mistakes is our own, and if we have them, we should like blame on ourselves. No, nobody should like.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think like.
Maybe I hadn't thought of that, but maybe again, quotes are very open to interpretation, and I actually I like that little bit of information because I hadn't considered it, but your courage in okay, the taking chances when she's talking about life, maybe she's not strictly speaking about good things and good experience. Maybe you're right. Maybe she's to some extent she's talking about negative things. Your life is made bigger and larger not only by the positives but by the negatives as well. Interesting. Thank you for that. Expanding my view of that a little bit. Thanks. Cool. Ken, this is a quote from one of her works. Okay.
Okay. And the day came when the risk to remain tied in a bag was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Bud is a kind of young, kind of before the bloom or something.
Exactly right. When the flower is all tightly wrapped up,
Mm-hmm.
it feels really tight, like a ping pong ball or something, and then it blossoms, it opens up, becomes a flower, obviously. Clearly, we have symbolism and analogy going on. This is obviously a metaphor. What do you think it's a metaphor for? A metaphor for? What is she talking about? What might she be talking about?
She said maybe sometimes people who suffer is unconscious fear or anxiety. Uh, they are scared because they cannot reason. They cannot know the reason why they are terrified or worried. But that's why it's more painful than that risk. After that risk took place blossom. If after that risk took blossom, maybe they could know the reason why
Uh,
it was happening.
I don't know, but maybe because sometimes it's more painful to cut yourself off from other people than it is to take the risk to
Ah,
open up to other people.
I mean, sometimes some anxiety. Some people suffer
Hmm.
anxiety without knowing the reason. That's
Ah,
why Freud was such kind of psychiatrist or psychologist try to find a reason.
ah,
After they know the reason, it was the first steps to
ah,
solve it.
I see what you're saying. Ah, interesting. Okay. Thanks. I hadn't thought of that. Interesting. Jabot, what is your
Yeah.
view of this
Mm,
metaphor?
well, I guess you mentioned that because but a but is before blossom. He mean that she mean that something in the beginning process, in the beginning situation, to become a final process. It endures some failures and some risk, and is unpredictable, and it could be when things come from the beginning. The beginning part is very difficult, yeah, to handle, yeah, and just like study a business, the start a business, the beginning is the difficult part, yeah. Some sometimes the company will fail and go broke just from,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, and we can also say that when before butterfly won't work in a cocoon.
Right.
Yeah, in a cocoon, maybe they won't stay in the cocoon 45 days, and the 45 days have so many risks and barrier. You have no idea the butterfly one will become a butterfly or not. So this process is the most difficult part in the whole process.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting, Jabot. Most people look at a metaphor or symbolism for flowers or butterflies and they think about love and spiritual growth. You think of business. I love that. Very nice, Jabot. And thank you. I like that you used an example and you used your own analogy. That's very good English speaking, honestly. I'm just joking with you about business. I love that you actually used an example. That is good higher level English speaking, using examples to make your point. Marina, okay, we've had a couple slightly different interpretations. What do you think about this?
I think that just it's came to my mind that this quote can be with the meaning, for example, the inaction may be worse when some action,
Ah,
because when person don't act properly in life, he or she doesn't make mistakes, and it no reason to grow in this case, because our life is consists of the good and bad points, and the main development, the main growth we have only by acting, and
okay.
that's why
I like that.
inaction in this case, like
Right.
wasting time.
Right. I like your use of inaction and action. Inaction becomes riskier than
Yeah.
actually taking a chance and
Yes, it's better to
acting.
take a chance.
Hmm. Well, in a way, that kind of fits right along with the earlier quote. Actually, into her life viewpoint. Really, that actually, when you put it that way, it actually syncs up. It's synchronized. It fits very nicely with the earlier quote. Really. Okay. Cool. Marina.
Yeah.
I really like this quote. Would you do me a favor and read this quote for us, please?
Okay. Throw your dreams into space like a kite, and you don't know what it will bring back. A new life, a new friend, a new love, a new country. Oh, I love it also.
Yeah. All right.
What is it, kite in this? In this?
Literally, a kite is that little construction. It's usually diamond shaped, maybe triangular. And children love to do it. It's on a string, and you throw it into the wind, and you run a little ways, and it climbs up into the sky, hopefully.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. So, okay. Well, what do you think of this quote? You love it. Okay, well, I love it too.
Yes, you need to throw. It really works this way. I think when you have a dream, you just put it into space like a kite, and in some moments, in some days, in some months, even in some years, you attract the things which you dreamt before, and it's sort of attraction, and it can bring you completely new life, new people around you, even new country.
Yeah, which, of course, looking at the history of the author herself, she basically she moved, a new life, new friend, new all of the above, actually. And she was certainly not afraid to take chances, and never mind what everybody else thought. I think. Okay, Ken, what do you think of this quote?
Yes, maybe if the person changes situation or for example, moving to somewhere else and yeah, new life, new people, yeah, new love, maybe yeah, a lot of things changes. And I think, and the kite symbolizes such kind of, how can I say, flying in life, fly away from this point to this point to the other point. It could be, how can I say, physically, it could happen mentally or something like that.
Ah, okay, okay. It could be a mental journey as well as the physical journey. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a very good point. I think we can all see that Anais Nin was really pretty sharp at adept, I can say, at using symbolism, analogy, metaphor, and she enjoyed using these constructions. Jabot, any last thoughts about this quote? Do you like this one?
Yeah, actually, I like this one. Yeah. Venus, a kite flying on in the space. You know that there's so much space and very vast. And she recommend people to take risks and grab every opportunity to try new things. If you don't try, you will have no opportunity to know what's going on. Just like my case, before I work in my company, I was feeling so nervous. I worry about I cannot make it. But after I enter my company, I feel everything is okay. Yeah, I can handle that. And this is also can refer into fighting a new love. Yeah, if you see a beautiful woman in the street, if you don't say any pickup line to her, uh, there will be no chance to get to know her. So I think this quote is very uh, yeah, encourage people to do something new they never tried before.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But my favorite part of the quote is that you do not know what it will bring back. When you take chances and put everything out there on the line, you don't really know. For example, I'm an American. I live in a different country in the Philippines. I found a wife. I totally changed my career. I have new friends. I thought I was changing one thing, but I was changing many, many things. I had no idea we're going to change. I think I love that part. When you take chances and you really pursue your dreams, you don't really know. It's never the things that you think you're going to get out of it that you actually get out of it. You're surprised sometimes when you take chances. I like that aspect of the quote myself. I think it's very, very true. Anyway, Jabot, here's another one that just, frankly, this makes me fall in love with her as a woman. I love this quote. I love this.
You like a naive girl or innocent girl?
No. Well, read the quote.
Okay, read the quote. Okay. I, with a deeper instinct, choose a man who compares my strengths, who makes enormous demands on me, who does not doubt my courage or my toughness, who does not believe me naive or innocent, who has the courage to treat me like a woman.
Aha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the opposite. Does not believe me naive or innocent.
Yeah, okay, the opposite way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. This is also a good quote.
Mm.
Yeah, because marriage is very important for a woman. If a woman married to a good guy, good husband, married to someone could help her, then they can help each other. They could have a bright future. If otherwise, if they married to a bad guy who like to gamble or who like to take drugs, anything like that, their future, their fate will be totally worse. So, yeah. So I think marriage is finding a good guy is very important for a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting interpretation. Marina, what do you think of this quote?
Actually, I don't know truly what did she mean by that, but I believe that she just wanted to say the main things to the person whom she loves, that she wants to see like a person who can see her as a woman and who can help not to have enormous demand to her. It means like, I'm not sure what does it mean. I hope it means like to love her or something like this.
Okay. No, I don't know. For me, she's basically declaring or proclaiming she doesn't want to be put on a pedestal. She doesn't want to be treated like china glass. She doesn't want to be the princess. She wants to be asked to, demanded to, even to perform and to be tough and courageous, not an ornament. I don't know. Ken, what do you think?
Yes, maybe she was born in the early 20th century. At that time, before the woman league or woman liberation era, so woman maybe she is challenging the idealistic woman at that time, maybe. So maybe she proclaimed, I'm not that one. I'm a kind of I say I do what I want to do. I love. I began to love. A man who admits that or who accepts that.
Right. When she was born, when she was young, women weren't even allowed to vote yet. They were treated as right. I think this quote. I agree with you. It's a product of her time to some degree. Women were treated as, okay, they're fragile little creatures that we need to take care of and protect, like a bird in a cage or something.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Ken, let's continue.
Okay.
Look at the next one, please.
There's not one big cosmic meaning for all. There is only the meaning we each give to our life, an individual meaning, an individual plot, like an individual novel, a book for each person.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe cosmic in this sense. Maybe it needs universe or space, but seems like our life. We write. We are the author of our life, and how to write it up to us.
Okay. Okay. Well, there's a metaphor that she doesn't say, but she alludes to. We are the author of our own destiny. I think that's a famous quote from somebody else. I don't know who said it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where that comes from, actually.
And
Figure that one out. But
show must go on from Pink Floyd.
okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Jabot, what do you think of this quote? Is there anything else you can draw out from here?
Yeah, this earth is very big. There are so many people, around 7 billion people in this earth. So every people has his own path, his own life, and people should be the dominator of his own life, not just listen to somebody saying and have no opinion about their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the leaders of our world, our nations individually, our world, the movers and shakers, as we say, I wish they would read this quote and understand it. There is no big cosmic answer. There is no big cosmic everyone should believe this and everything will be all right. That doesn't exist. That's a fantasy. And I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers talking about religion, but frankly, I think she's also alluding to that idea that religion is a very personal thing. No one should be able to make rules for everyone in their spiritual relationship to the cosmos, God, whatever, to life. I think there's that aspect there as well here. I don't know. Marina, what do you think?
As for me, I think the meaning of this, like as guys already you said this, like your life is individual. Don't ask the advices from other people. Just follow your things, like ask your heart, and and your individual novel will be your own, not someone else's life.
How's your first of all, Marina? Advice is an uncountable noun in English, so
Yes.
don't say advices. And secondly, I don't know how your novel's working out for you, Marina, but boy, mine has lots of plot twists.
Yes.
and really crazy characters. Yeah. What kind? If Marina, if your life is a novel, what kind of novel is it? Is it a mystery, a drama?
Nowadays, no, not a drama, not a mystery. Just
An instruction manual?
hope so. I don't follow its instructions, but sometimes I use advice. I use an advice.
Okay.
As I think everyone here.
I use advice. You can't use a or an with a uncountable noun. So you
Okay.
cannot say
Just,
an advice or a money or okay. But
just
anyway,
advice.
okay. Before we move on, I just have to ask the same question to everyone. Ken, if your life is a book, a plot, an individual novel,
Mhm.
what kind of book are we talking about?
Maybe I forgot the movie title. Jim Carrey's film.
Okay, a
Uh,
comedy.
LTV or something. LTV is a different actor anyway. That's kind of ordinary life.
A comedy, a farce. Hopefully not a tragedy. How about you, Jabot? If your life was a book,
I never saw about that. Yeah, maybe uh, okay, a science fiction. Or, yeah.
excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, awesome. Okay, I like it. Uh, that's an I could do a whole class on that concept alone. And who would write the book if your life was a book? Uh, okay. Anyway, Marina, back to you. I like this one as well.
We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Yeah, it's really so, I think. Every time we have completely different opinions about things which we see, and that's why we can see it from our experience, from our nature, from our personality, from our life, and maybe traditions and some
Hmm.
sort of our mm, customs and traditions. Yes.
Have you? Okay. Very good. I like that. That was very clear. Have you, Marina? And you don't even have to give me detail because that can be very painful. But I mean, very personal. Maybe painful, but have you changed your views and ideas on anything in your lifetime? I mean, major ideas. I mean, life viewpoints. Have
Mm,
you had any changes
yes.
as you've
Yes.
matured?
Yes, for example,
Really?
when I meet people from the different countries, I see that we have completely the different points to our lives, uh, and yeah, because of, for example, Russian have their own traditions and their own way of thinking to some situations.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that other nationalities also have their own, and sometimes it's difficult to understand each other because for someone it's a border, for someone it's not a border, it's just this like not exist.
Hmm. Okay. In- okay. Interesting. Ken, what's your reaction to this quote?
Yeah, I think so. Human think the things what they want to see or from their perspective. So even the same thing can be different standpoints.
Mm-hmm. It's all about your perspective,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Ken, have you ever been frustrated with other people, maybe individuals, maybe groups of people, maybe
Mm-hmm.
other countries or political parties or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because it seems ridiculous and stupid to you that they can't see it the way you see it? Just saying.
Yeah, kind of some touchy topic. Yeah, sometimes it frustrates me. Yeah, it irritates me, and why they yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
It can be frustrating
Mm-hmm.
when you think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're just yeah, take global warming or take the concept that human beings can affect the Earth. The people that don't accept that, I just
Mm-hmm.
really it seems ridiculous to me. If I put
Mm,
10,000 rats into a cage, they're going to affect the cage. And the fact that some people can't see that drives me bananas.
It is happening a lot in the internet. People,
Yeah.
we have to expose such kind of information more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, things of that nature where it just seems painfully obvious and like 2 + 2 = 4 and people don't see it because they don't see it because of that's their perspective.
Yeah. And the problem is they are always putting to their point of view only. You know, that means, you know, they want to see what they want. So, if it is truly rational or scientific, they have to think or see that check that a lot different perspective of proof. But they omit that and just creating shout again, same thing again. That's nonsense.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You can't really open someone else's mind. They can only open their own mind.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
Right. And I feel the smell of the politics behind that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
See, now you're getting all symbolistic and metaphorical. And Anais Nin is having an effect on you, Ken. Okay. Jabo. All right.
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
Hi. All right. Taking a look at this. What do you think?
Yeah, if we see things as they are, we are just living by other people's appearance, living by other people's standard. We don't have our own idea, appearance. We don't really participate into the things that occurred in our life. So we need to have our own appearance and just take risk to whatever we like. Yeah.
Okay, our own opinion.
Opinion, yeah. If
Opinion,
something you think that is decent, it's good, you just take your courage to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have to. Okay. I made a note like 20 minutes ago, Jabo. I forgot to remind you earlier, much earlier in the class. You said in this earth. I wanted to remind you that it's on this earth.
On this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that when into the conversation you forgot any grammar. Because you need to say you need to say things very quickly. Everything just pop on your mind and you just say it. You forget the grammar. Yeah. Okay, this is my favorite. My weakness. I will improve. That's fine.
Okay. I should be giving you guys feedback, and sometimes I get caught up in what we're saying, and I forget to give feedback. Sorry, but anyway, Jabo, since I got you here.
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay. How about this quote?
Okay. How wrong is it for a woman to expect a man to build a world what she wants rather than to create it herself?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah. If a woman just want men to build a world for herself, the woman is so selfish. Yeah. And
oh, really?
yeah, because if you love your boyfriend or love your husband, if your husband have any good idea, any friend, good friend, good friend, not bad friend, you need the woman should support and to help her husband. Yeah. So this is why the mutual benefit between woman and the man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. That would not have been my first idea, but thank you. Refreshing. Okay. If she does, she is very selfish. That's not the first idea that popped in my head, but thank you for that. Interesting. Marina, what do you think of this quote?
As for me, how wrong? For women, yes, for women it's maybe a bit wrong when she wants to create her world like with men's help. But actually, nothing wrong in this phrase because life is life, and like our expectation, when we find the right person, our expectations sometimes the same. But still, it's a sort of it's provocative, really. And from one hand, it's a sort of manipulation. From the other hand, it's not a manipulation because both sides, mainly the woman, wants the same. They have their own picture of life, and if they want to be together, this picture can be similar or should be like somehow change. And really, the winner will be. They both should be winners, but never happened, I think.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. I like how you started. As for me, I think, okay, it's very important to introduce when you're going to speak an opinion. You should say something like, as for me, or from my perspective, or the way I see it, something of that nature. Great. Okay. As for what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have to say, I can't help it. I kind of take Jabot's standpoint as well. It's very frustrating to be with a woman who expects the man to make all the decisions, who has no goals of her own. It's frustrating. You want to help them, but you can't help somebody who has no direction. You just can't. It's frustrating.
I think, for example, in the pair of people, when someone real strong, the mm, the woman or the man, one part should be like weak, and
Really?
it attracts both sides. And in life, it's the best like variant.
Okay. But Marina, Bill and Hillary Clinton, which one is the weak one?
We are not talking about politics today, but
No,
truly
we're
it's
not.
difficult to say because they show um, they they are different than in their real life.
Yeah, we don't know them personally. I know. I was just making a joke, really. Well, interesting. Ken, what is your perspective on this?
Yeah, maybe rely on somebody at all causing frustration. Maybe she want to say we have to create our own life by ourselves because somebody else cannot create your life.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of thing she wants.
Okay. Okay. All right, fine. Let's move on. Yeah, I don't know. There's different ways to look at that last one. Okay, but moving on. Ken, a nice love quote for you, Ken.
Okay. Age does not protect you from love, but love to some extent protect you from age.
Hmm.
Yeah. I heard a kind of some hormone release for brain. Yeah, it's good to refresh or kind of anti-aging. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe yeah. But in that in her era, maybe she didn't know such kind of thing, but she knows knew such kind of thing by her feelings probably, or insight to some other people around her.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure if I caught everything you're saying. Ken, there is something going on with your microphone today.
Yeah, maybe I need to check the mic after that. Yeah.
So it's a little bit muffled or something.
Yeah, maybe kind of chemical hormone release
I
when
don't
we
know.
are in the lab. So
Chemical release. Yeah.
it's
There are those. There are
it's good
those who don't,
for
you know, there are those who do not believe in love. They just think it's the work of pheromones and chemicals.
yeah, in a kind of chemical theory. Yeah, lab
Yeah.
is like that, and it's good for the anti-aging as well.
Ah,
Yeah.
from a physiological perspective. Interesting.
But see, maybe see, at that time, in her era, times it was not, nobody knows that. Maybe she noticed
Right.
that in accordance with her experience or insights of people who are around her.
Okay. Uh, yes, he seems like an insightful person. Jibbo, what do you think of this quote?
Yeah, okay. Is my microphone okay right now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're quite clear.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, age is very realistic problem because every people can get older. Yeah. But love, no matter you're old and young, you can show love to people or you can love someone. And if you love someone, it will protect you from age. Yeah, this is to remind me, I saw a TV news in the television. I saw an old lady, 70 years old, married to a 26 young guy.
Really?
Yeah. And probably the woman will be very happy. She will feel very young right now. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just saw the news. There's I think she's 67 years old. She's already had 13 children, and she is now pregnant with quadruplets, 4 babies at once, and she's 67. That has nothing
Wow.
to do with love, but you're,
That amazing. Yeah.
yeah, that is amazing.
Do that. 4 baby in the same day.
Wild.
So,
It is wild. It's crazy. A Russian woman, I believe, if my memory serves. Marina, what do you think of this quote?
I think I completely agree with this. Like, age doesn't protect you from love. Even when you are older, your love is deeper, and the feelings are completely different when you love in the beginning of your life. And I mean, it's like involve not only your body but the soul, the I don't know, entire being, and like feelings, and it's a really protect you from like knowing about your age, because you're already like flying somewhere. You're completely it's a completely different feelings, and it's amazing when people feel it, and it's really gives big chances to change life, new opportunities, and never just it gives a lot of energy also, and you can do everything what you want, and what people want from you without any like you can be ready to all
Okay. A little feedback. Everything that you want. You
everything that you want.
you can't use what as a relative pronoun ever. Okay. Everything what you want. Wrong. Everything you can do everything you want to do, or you can do everything that you want. Yeah. Of course, maybe slightly related to this, we've all heard this plentiful stories, I'm sure, about how a couple that's been married for 50 years, one of them dies and the other one dies 3 months later or 6 months later. I'm sure we've all heard stories in all of our cultures about things like that happening a lot. Okay. Well, this one may be controversial. Marina, how about this one? One more, Marina. Can you read this one?
But I think the same.
What's that?
The same. Ages doesn't protect you. Okay, now yeah.
Okay.
Life is truly known only for those who suffer, lose, endure adversity, and stumble from defeat to defeat.
Depressing. Is it depressing or is it inspiring? I don't know. What do you think?
For me, it's inspiring because, like again, when we are living, we need to understand the happiness and to suffer from some our elements of life to understand how it feels and how and evaluate it some way.
Okay.
And also every part of our life has value. That's why we need to feel all such feelings.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ken, what do you think of this quote? Do you think it is necessary to experience sorrow to appreciate happiness, joy?
One thing is true, when I am happy. I don't care. I don't think so much about my life. I'm satisfied with that. But if I face a problem and I have to think or think what is my life or how to live this life or something like that. So the such kind of suffer burden of life, make me more kind of think about life.
Okay. All right. Okay. Makes you think about life as in appreciate life, you mean?
And not appreciate actually because it's hard to face the reality of reality fights. But at that moment, I think, or I'm trying to get new aspects or new technique to live this
Okay.
life. Yeah.
All right. All right. Jabot, any last comments on this quote?
Yeah, positively. Yeah, people will realize life only through there have been some difficult time or hard time. Yeah, and they will realize the life is important and meaningful for them. Yeah, and this remind me. Okay, do you know the British Got Talent sing contest, the Power Park?
Yeah.
The one guy who won the number 2 prize. Yeah, before before he joined the British Got Talent, when he was in the school, he is very talented in singing, but he has stage fright and he got very nervous when they joined the contest. And one day, uh, opera singer, uh, Pavarotti, yeah, Pavarotti, okay. Pavarotti
Pavarotti.
came to his school to saw him singing, but he was so nervous and don't do a good job, and he failed, and he feel very frustrated and go to work, and he worked in a telecommunication company. But later on, his wife encouraged him to join the contest again. But he not like to join the contest. He been through a very difficult time, and finally decided to join the British Got Talent sing contest. And surprisingly, yeah, his voice amazed everybody, audience.
I
Yeah,
see.
wow,
Okay.
and she finally success. So
Ah.
so he will realize that life is very meaningful, yeah, to him. Just
Okay, I
doing the
see.
ferry, yeah, yeah.
The suffering artist. Okay, sure. Artists need to suffer. Yeah, we've heard that before. Okay. When you're telling a story, that's great. You're telling a story as an example. Make sure, Jebo, that you're staying in the past tense, because it's a separate anecdote or story. So he was feeling, he felt like that.
You know, the spoken English is sometimes very difficult. Yeah, because you need to speak very fast and you have no idea the grammar. What's grammar? Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye.
You
Thanks.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.